Hi Shakti, good morning. How are things?
Good morning, Rishi. Very well.
Thank you for taking your time out today for an interview. Uh, Over the last 5-6 years that TurboSoft has been in existence, what has been the journey like? If you can describe that in a few seconds.
First of all, thank you for the opportunity, and I'd like to start with giving a brief bit about TurboSoft technology. So we are, as such, a product technology company focusing on Salesforce automation solution, purely helping manufacturers and distributors on their digitalization track. Okay. So what our solutions does is basically all your agnostic ERPs, whether it is Microsoft, Oracle, or SAP bound. If they want to extend their ERP transactional systems to a mobility device, that's what we come in place. And we help them in a specific sector of supply chain, which is the most critical sector in most of the vertical which we work on. It could be applicable to pharma, CPG, FMCG, milk and dairy products, bottled water. So
wherever there is a larger field force kind of
larger or smaller, everybody needs it, specifically in this space.
Understood.
And when they want to do the transactions either in the van sales model or on the pre-sales model, this is where it applies. Okay, so this is where we fit in, and as a product technology company, we have predefined set of almost 7 different solutions.
Understood.
Working in different segments of your supply chain, whether it is inventory, B2B omni-channel, whether it is last mile delivery or van sales concept, or merchandising is again a critical part.
Correct.
So all these segments are basically very critical in a supply chain world. So this is where we fit in, and to top it off, cherry on the cake is analytics, definitely.
Correct.
So end of the day, we all do transactions in multiple source systems, but for a management C-level executive, analytics is the only thing where they can visualize your data and your reporting KPIs, whichever is important for the business.
Correct.
So we do sit on a specific sweet spot which sits on top of all your core systems.
Understood.
And help the companies to get digital.
How did your interaction with CloudHost started, and what are the reasons that you've continued to work with CloudHost as such?
See, specifically, cloud as a segment has grown over the years in Middle East and Africa. I've been here in 20 years, but definitely pandemic has been the accelerator. More and more companies are actually looking to go cloud, and precisely when I say digitalization is our main product line, we need such solutions as a hosting provider, which is a trusted and what you call scalable hosting provider who can support our customers in their transactional journey. So when we were evaluating, we worked with multiple partners, and I guess yes, the AWS and Amazons and everybody came into this market and slowly establishing the game. But this is where I felt like CloudHost has been there already, in the market. So the early mover advantage has been there. And that's where we found out after evaluating. Although we work with multiple CloudHost vendors, CloudHost has been one of the what you call flexible service-oriented vendor, because that particular term is very important for us in this space.
Understood. Now, I'm sure all relationships go through their own highs and lows, right? Everybody talks well about the highs; those are the things that people want to remember. But give us maybe an instance of how do you think that CloudHost has supported you when there was a genuine emergency in the in at a client place, right?
True. No, as you correctly said, there is no set rule for like a happy scenario all the time. There are instances when you need critical support. Now, a hosting provider generally takes care of the OS level. Until the OS level, whatever is there, they take care. Application level is the solution provider takes care of it. But in OS level also, there are a lot of upgrades and other things happens. But this is where a right check and a right team does the job. First thing is the know-how of the environment. So what I felt as a major difference is CloudHost actually keeps a track of all the logs saying that this is my instance. That's the first priority. Like if a customer support center calls, we will say that, okay, this is from TurboSoft instance 1. This has been installed on so and so date. This is what the spec is. This is what the power users are. This is what has been done. So getting a log of what it is there is very important, because your support center consultants always change. Whether it is in Dubai or in India, it doesn't matter. But end of the day, if they have a log to say that, okay, this is the historical data, this becomes your first rule of reference. The second is basically the understanding of what has been done. So if they do a upgrade, there are certain checks and balances, because while installing the software, we could have kept a port number, we could have kept something which is very specific for that installation. That check and balances is what CloudHost consultants always take care of. And that's a very critical component. I'm just talking very few instances here, but you can understand this goes very importantly in a bigger environment, as in when they scale. So this is the difference with when I found CloudHost is actually keeping a log and actually helping the support team from the customer side to correctly pinpoint the solution, and they maintain their SLAs very well. So post service, whoever companies is doing better work, it's a market for them actually. This is what my old school belief is, and this is what it succeeds.
Correct. So technology can keep on changing, but relationships remain the same,
Exactly,
isn't it?
exactly.
You are aware about CloudSoup, which is the new marketplace that CloudHost is launching, right?
Yes.
What are your thoughts on that?
No, this came up like maybe some time ago when it was discussed. I felt this is the most innovative concept what CloudHost is bringing into the field. Uniquely propositioned, especially in the Middle East African market. Because every environment, with my experience, I see that most of them are with multiple players. Somebody hosting their ERP, somebody hosting their HR, somebody like with Salesforce team. And to manage them, they need a workforce. Although yes, they have SLAs and everybody says it's cloud driven and all that, but end of the day, you need an in-house person to do this. This is where actually CloudSoak's proposition actually adds value to that component. To just imagine you have 5 or 6 different cloud vendors all coming into one platform, understanding the environment and getting support from the same platform. That's an amazing value add for any enterprise.
Correct.
Trust me, every CIO would love that.
Okay. You have customers across the region, is what I'm assuming, right?
Yes.
And you are aware that CloudHost is now coming up with 2 additional data centers, one in Saudi and one in Bahrain, right? Which is on the verge of going live within the month, correct? What's your view on that? Do you think that will add value into your own support infrastructure, because Saudi has its own data governance policies, right?
True.
Which now they have to adhere to. So
Correct. No, definitely. We are totally excited about that news, especially Saudi. They have a great vision, 2030 vision, what the kingdom has. And our drive of digitalization has actually entered the Saudi market. And it is Saudi, for me, I would say it is the same Dubai 10 years ago. So we would have that 10 year of innovation pending there in Saudi, and CloudHost with the legacy they have in UAE, if they are bringing the same legacy into Kingdom,
Saudi.
it would be a great proposition, because as TurboSoft, we have a big aspiration
To grow in Saudi.
To grow in Saudi. Now, our product line digits will add a lot of value to all the customers in Saudi if they are opening up in Saudi. All the best for them.
Correct. So, thank you so much, Shakti, for your time and your valuable insights for CloudHost and your good wishes for CloudSoup. We will try and see if we can catch up during GITEX as well.
Sure.
Okay.
We should be
And we'll
looking
see
at
how
it.
to take things.
Thank you. All the best, and I'll.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.